All right, you guys. Well, welcome to our May kickoff call. You guys, are y'all just like on a high from the end of April? I know I am. This team crushed the month of April. I am so proud of you guys. We're going to go through some stats, some recognition, some shout outs for the month of April here in just a minute. But we have a special guest on the call. He's in the center of my screen. I don't know if he's in the center of yours, but I see him clear as day. I said it a second ago that he just recently told me he made a cup of coffee at this hour of the day to get excited for our call. So we have the one and only Garrett McGrath, our upline, our mentor, our coach on the call with us tonight. He is not only all of those things, he is a dear friend of me and David and our family. Many of you can call him a friend as well. He's also an advisor to Bravenly and Aspen and Brent Emery. He's also the president of the Association of Network Marketing Professionals, ANMP. ANMP is an association that kind of houses network marketing professionals and the companies to make the space better. They host a annual, so to speak, convention. I call it a mini convention to make our industry better, to train. That's coming up in August. He's also, he and Sylvia are also the co-editors for Business for Home. I mean, I could like sit here and just go down the list of all the things that Garrett is incredible and holds titles to. That is how amazing he is. I always say, I wish, years ago, I wish I could be mentored and be close to a level 5 leader, like a John Maxwell level 5 leader. Gosh, wouldn't that be great? And lo and behold, I was connected to a level 5 leader. That is Garrett McGrath. You guys, he is incredible. So I'm going to kick it over to him. He has some important, powerful words to share with us tonight.
Well, first of all, thank you. And some faces that I recognize, particularly since when I first met you. I see Amy. So I look at Amy Gramage. I can see her right there. There's so many of you. So one of the things that I know, about me is, our kids say this, hey, I need to get a G up from the knee up. I just need to get around Garrett, that I wanted to just get around the energy. My wife says the same thing because she says, you're the sparky energy. If things get stuck, go to you to get things going. When I was CEO, if things were stuck, I would be the person that would help get things going. And I just want to say, I'm in awe of this team. I think you guys are absolutely fantastic. And I love Bravenly. And there's many types of people in the world, but I've noticed in our profession, there's people who become a little cynical. Let me tell you, I'm still like, I remember what it was like to get my first phone. I remember what it was like when I first saw network marketing. I'm more excited today than it was when I first got started with Bravenly, and I'm more excited today when I first got started with network marketing. So that's my perspective. And what's interesting about your perspective is that it's either poison, it's either a prison, or it's powerful. I'm not going to get into that, but I will just share with you why do we want to all have that perspective. I so appreciate Tara and appreciate David and appreciate so many of the leaders here. If I begin to start mentioning your names, I'm going to leave so many people's names out. And then surely, I'll leave someone's name out, so I'll disappoint someone. So I'm not going to start because I know Tara's going to shout out so many of you for what you've done. But here's the first thing. Too often we move too quickly through our successes. And everybody that's on here, I want you to realize it's important to realize you are successful. If you're on here and you have no customers, no distributors, but you're on here, you've already separated yourself from most of the world because you've raised your hand and said, I am willing to be accountable to looking after improving my health for me and my family and also my finances. So you have stepped up and said, I'm pretty sure no one's coming to rescue me. I'm going to put my own rescue plan together myself, and I'm going to make this happen. But I also want you to look at and understand that there's a great book out there. You can read it if you like, but I like the book, and it talks about the gap or the gain. And part of the challenge is many of us don't really focus on the gains that we have made in network marketing. And what's interesting about network marketing is the gains that we make are not always obvious. Like I said, being in the game is a gain. Guys, my first 2.5 years in network marketing, I was going broke enthusiastically. If I had not stuck with it and went through, I wouldn't be here together with all of you, having all of the success that I've had. I cannot imagine what my life would look like without it. I met my wife. I mean, this is the number one thing in my life. I literally, felt closer to the Lord. I met people whose faith was stronger than mine, and it really helped me get grounded. So I live my life that my faith is first, that our family comes second, and that our finances come third. But they're so integrated into my life. I'm excited because of our profession. And I feel that alignment is also here in this company. And it's also here with this team. And I think that sometimes we forget that. You know, Familiarity. Does everybody know? Nicole know like what for me? I can see Nicole leaning there going, what familiarity means? She's smiling. What is familiarity? When we get close to something or we get around to something, familiarity breeds complacency. In other words, we don't even realize it and we take it for granted. And sometimes we need to, I can see Gwen nodding her head, we need to realize it's working. And we don't give ourselves enough credit. And we also don't give ourselves enough time. Because, guys, this is not a zero-sum game. Most of your life you've lived and you've operated and you've worked in a zero-sum game. If you've ever had a job and you looked at that job as a career and you wanted to career advance, in other words, get promoted, how did you get promoted? Either the person above you needed to get fired or needed to get promoted. Does that make sense? Because there's only one position that's above you. It's a zero-sum game. Either you're in it or someone else is in it. But there's not everybody can occupy that space. There's only one CEO. There's only one president, generally, unless they got a co-CEO and a co-president. But for the most part, it's a one thing. It's only one person can occupy that. There's also a timeline. I feel like so many people are working in companies and they feel like there's a clock that's ticking behind them because they're not sure about the company. I know that this company is going to be here, in my opinion, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years, in 50 years from now. So I operate from a different level of joy, a different level of peace, a different level of confidence. And if I really do what I can do, and I don't quite hit the goals I'm going to hit, you know what? I can move forward and just learn the lesson and not pick up the baggage. I can move on. I can build the business. The other thing I was chatting with Tara about, and I just want to say this as well, sometimes in network marketing, when we kind of stay the same, it happens. You sometimes have to gather a little bit of energy to move on to the next rank because you need to settle in with who are your peeps? Who are the ones that want to work with you? Because the truth is, people do come and go. Have you noticed, like when you went to church? I don't know if any of you have ever been part of a small church.
What do you want to watch, babe?
Have you noticed at a church that there's different people come and go at church? It's not the same people all the time. That doesn't make Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, a bad person. It doesn't change the message that is there. It's just that people's timing in life and perception, where they're at, it changes. But somehow in network marketing, we get caught up and think that something's changed. Guys, the fact is, when you first get started and you get to a position, and you first of all need to consolidate that position, and then once you've consolidated your position, you begin to move on. Well, guess what? This company is doing amazing things. I will tell you, people want to join a growing company. They want to join a growing team. And I love the fact, if I was working with Victoria Wilson, I can see her right there, which are, just she's looking there going, I don't know, is he talking about me? I got my pen against my face. She's going, is he calling me out? No, I just happen to see you because where you are on my screen, you're right below my camera, right there. So that's the only reason. So don't feel like you did something wrong. But think about this. You want to be a good finder. You want to have a reason to reach out to someone. And one of the great things that you can do is go, hey, since the last time I spoke to you, I know the timing wasn't right for you with our company, but our company's in the news again, and we got some amazing things going on. And you can send in the news again, yeah, let me send you a press release, from Aspen Emery talking about our company did $8.5 million in sales, but understand it talks about how many distributors, how many customers are going on. And understand that I can see Jackie nodding, over 80% of the business's customers. That is so exciting, guys. That, in my opinion, is the reason that we're making such a big difference. I was on a Zoom yesterday, and it was so interesting on the Zoom that I was on yesterday. If you forget where you've come from, you're on your way back. I was asking the people on the Zoom, it wasn't the Zoom quite as big as this one, but it was big. And it was mainly young mamas that were on there. And I was asking the question in the chat, what are you most excited about? They're going, the fact that I'm making an extra $300 to $500 a month with this company. It pays for my product. It brings in some extra money. I love the team and I can see an opportunity grow. And I'm going, wow. So we sometimes forget the importance of that. It really humbled me and made me really understand and go, you know what? That's what it's about. They were so excited about that. And they looked at that and said, all I want to do is if I can raise it by another $100 this month, I'll be excited. And I thought about those goals because what they were saying was, if I just improve my income by about $100 a month, this time next year, I'm going to be adding on another $1,200 on a monthly basis onto what I'm currently making right now. That would be life-changing. They didn't feel a sense of rush. They felt they were doing it in the nooks and crannies of their day. They are loving the products. They love ACE because they use the ACE program to send information out to people. And it warmed my heart, guys. I came off that Zoom going, this is what it's all about. That's why I say when you forget where you've come from, you're on your way back. When I said about sending out that, article, they were going, yeah, because 80% of this company is us. We're the people that are driving that. That's the heart of this company. You guys have figured this out. You know how to do in-person events and online events. You got your Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've got other teams that Tara Castaneda and all of you with Amy and Brianna and Amber and all of you guys have been so nice to let our teams plug in with you guys, and they either watch the replays or sometimes they plug in live. They love your Tuesdays and Thursdays. In fact, they're going to go on a 90-day run because they're excited about the ACE videos that you guys just created that got uploaded on Monday. They saw the Tuesdays and Thursdays and they've plugged into the Tuesday one. They've had people join the business and they said, you know what? This is everything I need to build a business. I'm really excited. You guys created that. But it's really easy for you to take that for granted. Why? Because you created it. You've always known it. It's always been here. I just want to say, you're in the right place. And you're in an incredible company here right now. And you have an amazing opportunity to grow. I know that Tara has been working on some exciting things. I don't know how much she's going to share tonight, but she's been working on some exciting things to really, with the team and with your input, as exciting as everything is, give you all more reasons to create a little more growth in the month of May, and to keep that growth going into June and also into July, and give you something that we're going to come alongside Tara and come alongside David and come alongside your whole team, and we're going to add to it to make it be something that's really exciting. I'm not going to share any more of the details, not going to share any more of that, but that's what's going to happen. But I want to say this, guys, huge congratulations. I mean this. It is so easy sort of get into a place of comparison. Instead of comparison looking like a teacher, we turn it into a tormentor. And the fact is, we can truly lovingly look at someone else having a little bit more than we do and asking ourselves the question, okay, what did they do that I didn't do? Or what did they not do that I did do? But you can look at that, not in a way of tormenting, but a way of teaching and saying, maybe I could make a slight adjustment this month. And you don't have to have record-breaking, Meredith, you don't have to have, a silver bullet, this epic growth. You just want to move in the right direction. Get yourself to a place of peace and understanding where you're saying to yourself, I know I'm in the right place. I know that I can introduce other people with my energy. I can attract people to what it is that I'm doing because I feel a sense of peace. I feel a sense of calm, but it's also married together with an element of excitement because I know what I can do in May, June, and July. I know how I can really, by the end of this year, get myself into a place, build myself into a place where I can create the success that I'm looking for. And I'm going to finish with this right at the end of this call. So it's 6:17 right now. I'm going to go on to another call. And I've got another one after that. And basically, I'm sharing the same message with them. I'm just looking for the people who want to work right now. And not everybody does. And guys, I never want to ever be a finger pointer, finger wagger, a shamer, or a blamer, or a guilt creator. I want to be an uplifter and just say, for those of you for whom it's the right time right now, and you'd like to do a little bit more, and you'd like to make a little bit of a bigger difference in your lives over the course of May, June, and July. But let's focus on May so we can make it happen now. We're looking for you to raise your hand. And for those of you that raises your hand, we're going to come around you and make sure that you have everything that you need in order to succeed. But don't discount what you already have. Guys, you're in a growth company. You're in a company that has products that works. You're in a company that has figured out promotions. Aspen Emery was invited to speak on Direct Selling News' podcast with Wayne Moorhead, who is considered a marketing expert in network marketing. And he said, I want you on this podcast because he said that Bravenly Global, that Aspen Emery, the Emery family, have cracked the code and how to create every month something exciting, like the way we did with the Bliss. Does that make sense? The promotion that we have this month. And last month it was the Peach. Remember that? Every month we seem to do something, but we do it in a way where we don't burn people out. We do it in a way where it's not lazy, where it's a BOGO, buy one, get one. We do it in a way where we don't have our customers waiting for an order, for some promotion to come out. We do it in a way where we don't burn people out. We do it in a way where it's always interesting. At the end of the year, we do Black Friday and we do Cyber, Saturday, and Small Business Saturday and, Cyber Monday. We also do it in a way that we're able to do 12 days of Christmas. We do it in a way that we can, at the end of the year, we can create a reason to join the business. We can do an array whether when you want to improve your health, we've got the guys that come on board and said, let's create a health program. In other words, there's always something. But it's done in a way that's seamless, that's effortless, that's put in. How do we do that? Because you got people like Tara, you got people like Amy, you got so many people here. All the great ideas are trickling up and been coming together, and people are making those decisions. And we get better with every month, with every quarter, and with every year. Guys, we're part of that. That's the company we're in. Our company is growing. We have got products that taste great, that work great, that just change people's lives. How exciting is that? And you can hear it. I hope you can legit hear it in my voice. How excited that I truly am. Because when you put two people together, it's not the person with the best script, although we have got ace and you've got the best of everything. It's not the person just with the best products. It's the person who's got the strongest belief that'll influence the other. And I feel that sometimes we just let our beliefs slip a little bit because we take things for granted. Not because anything changed, but because what we were looking for is something new. The fact is, what we have is great and it continues to get better every month. We just have to see it. Remember what I said. You're either focusing on the gap or you're focusing on the gain. And sometimes the company is gaining, good things are happening, but we're focused on the gap. What's the gap we're focused on? We thought we were going to grow this month, and we saw other people grow this month. And instead of that become a teacher, it becomes a tormentor, and we discount all of this. All of this is here, and it continues to grow. The community that we're inviting people into, all we need to do is focus on this. Focus on the value, focus on the difference we're making, not, pick up baggage along the way, not drop baggage off on other people and invite people into it and do it early in the month. Everyone that I've ever seen succeed always says to themselves, I wish I did more in the month, the first day. the second day, the third day. I wish I organized, worked most days like they were the last day of the month, and I wish I got started sooner. Well, Tara's coming alongside you. Your team leaders are coming alongside you to help you get focused for May and make it happen. Tara, I said I'd be finished at 6:20. At 6:21, apologies, I'm 1 minute over. But I do want to say this. I so deeply respect all of you. And I have incredible admiration for anyone who would raise their hand and say, I'm going to be accountable for better health and better finance and better future for my family. I'm going to do this. I have mad respect for you for doing this. And I admire every one of you that have showed up on this call. And I just want to say, love you, appreciate you, God bless you. And this is going to be a great month. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all in July and throughout the summer and all the great things we're going to do here together. So I know I got to jump off and do another call. I'm at 2 minutes over than I should have been. But Tara, thank you. God bless you. And thank you for leading and inviting, being such a great friend and inviting me on your call.
Oh gosh, well, we're the ones that are honored. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you got to run. Thank you, Garrett. Always pouring
Thank
into us,
you.
building belief. Yeah, you guys, I second everything that he said. So I want to shout out, thanks again, Garrett. I want to shout out what we all accomplished together in the month of April. So I'm curious, how many promotions do you think were team wide? Put it in the chat. How many promotions do you think were team wide? Let's see what you guys think. Put it in the chat. Ooh, Linda, you are close. Yes, keep on coming. Team wide, we had 117 promotions. Linda guessed 118. You were super close. We had 117 promotions team wide. That is from senior brand partner all the way to senior vice president. You guys, that's incredible. We had over 120 brand partners join our team. Hundreds of customers. I didn't even look. It was hundreds of, I didn't even count, hundreds of customers, but 120 brand partners say yes to us. Okay. And in one single month, our total team grew by $120,000 in volume in a single month. 120,000. Like that's you guys. That is you guys showing up, leaning in, plugging into systems, and doing the dang thing. Y'all said we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I want to recognize two ranks that we had. We had lots and lots of directors. I mean, countless directors and senior directors. And what do I always say? Director is the comp plan core building block, which stay tuned for a little bit of information around director here in a minute. But I want to shout out our new executive directors and senior executive directors for the month. And of course, our new senior vice president. So we had McKenna Doust hit executive director. She didn't just hit it, she flew beyond it. In fact, that girl was pushing to the very end to hit senior executive director. I have no doubt that her time is coming up. I see Caitlin over here shouting out her girl. She's whooping it up for McKenna. I love to see it. We had Rebecca Urbanovsky crush it. She hit 10K. I'm so proud of that girl. She stuck in. She lived it. She went through ups and downs in this business, and she had an incredible April. So proud of Rebecca. We had Peyton Carta hit 10K and above. We had Angie Roast. We had Sarah Thomas. We had Rowan Shabs. We had Linda Peterson, and we also had Macy Spence. We had so many people hit executive director this month, which was incredible. On top of that, we had senior executive director. We had Jaden Melnick. She flew past it. Like, girlfriend, you are on a stinking roll. I'm so proud of you guys. We also had myself and David, our second position. Did you know that when you hit EVP at this company, you can start another business and you can grow again to hit EVP? That actually, you can do it 3 times with this business. You can go 3 times to the top with this business. Is that not incredible? The second that you hit EVP, you can enroll again and start another account. And David and I hit senior executive director thanks to that team, which is absolutely incredible. And we're on our way to vice president, just like Jaden is. I know that we've got Andrea Reimers pushing for VP. We've got Rachel Jones pushing for VP. We've got This is now just off the top of my head. So many other people. Brittany Need pushing for VP. We've got so many people pushing, and May is going to be absolutely huge. We had, of course, Brianna Mueller hit senior vice president. I think she hit it on what, the 25th of the month or something, and she flew not just to 75K. She hit 106,000 in volume, I believe is what she hit, which is absolutely insane. That is the power of leaning in, developing director on your downline, and leaning in with our systems that we're going to talk about a little bit more this month. We have so many people lined up for senior vice president. We've got Amy Spence's team pushing hard for senior vice president. They, I know, are going to fly by it. In fact, that team hit over 75,000 last month. She's just working on that balance, which happens, guys. So if you are somebody in this organization that has a little bit of, you've got to build that third leg or build that outside leg, that is okay. You're still growing. Amy Spence is going to hit senior vice president this month. We have Ashley Harden and her team pushing for senior vice president. We've got Amber Collins and her crew pushing for senior vice president, which is absolutely incredible. And guys, we've got Brianna pushing for EVP, her team, y'all's team that's on here pushing for EVP, being one of the first 35. We hit 30 last month, first 35 EVPs in this company. And then this team, you guys, we are pushing for silver EVP. So you might be wondering, I thought we hit 300K last month. Again, I'm also in that boat of we hit over 300K, but I'm working on that balance. I got to get some balance in my outside legs. And we are pushing for silver EVP. And there are only 6 other teams that have ever hit silver EVP. So that is incredible with you guys right here. That is what we are together pushing for May. Absolutely outstanding. So you guys heard a little bit of Garrett going, well, what do we got inside of this month? What are we pushing for? So he hinted on us doing a little 90-day run. And I want you guys to be watching the Brave Collective. A post will go out to share, but we have a 90-day, a little under 90 days, a 90-day push for you guys. And it's all about director. In fact, you guys will earn something of over $700 in value. Yep, $700 in value, plus up to $1,500 in value by just focusing on director over May, June, and July for a huge event in August that you guys are not going to want to miss. Some of you have been there last year. You might know what I'm talking about, but I will be sharing more on our team page about what that is. So here's the thing. You want to go director if you have not. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you understand that. Go director this month if you have not. Okay, if you have gone director, you want to create a director. Put a 2 in the chat if you're following me there. If you are director, you want to create a director. But here's the kicker. Not only are you going to win certain things by developing a director, but let's say you develop 2 directors. You're going to win an extra something. And if you develop 3 or more, there's even more on the table for you. So this is going through May, June, and July, but there's an extra something just for May. We are now into that first week of May. We've got 3 more weeks, and we have the blessed 31 days of the month. Can I get an amen? There's 31 days of the month. We all love that extra day. Guys, this is the month to lean in. This is the month to push. This is the month to go, hey, we can do this, because what happens in May is going to carry your summer, okay? In this industry, we want to carry what happens in the summer. And so there's very real strategy on why we are creating something for May for you guys. And it's all about director. Just like I said, go director if you haven't. Develop 1 or 2 or 3 directors if you can in the month of May, because there's some fun freebies on the line for you guys. If you do it, you get it. It's not an entry contest. It's quite impressive, and stay tuned for that to be announced in the next 24 to 48 hours there. But there is stuff on the table, but also into June and into July. That is when people are looking for some extra income, right? Summers are expensive. Vacations are expensive. Competitions are expensive. Going back to school, is also wildly expensive. And so people are looking in summer to increase their income. And all of this is designed to support you in not only your goals, because let's just say that you went and developed 2 directors. How much volume is that if you go and develop 2 new directors? Put it in the chat. Let's do a little pop quiz. How much volume is if you, yep, I see there's 5,000, 5,000. Good. We're tracking with me. If you increased your volume by 5,000 this month, where would that put you? What rank would that put you? Right? I see Jackie nodding her head going, yeah, right? It would put you at a place where I know you'd want to be. Even if you developed one, who would like to increase by 2,500 this month? And there is going to be ways to do that. So I know that we've had a lot of new people join our business. We had 120 new brand partners, and I know that we're not all on the call tonight. That's why I've recorded it. So be sure to get this out to your friends. But I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, because I'm telling you that the people that use these systems and these flows are the ones that are growing. So there's 2 different flows. And I actually coached somebody today on this. There's 2 different flows of this business. The first one is an onboarding flow. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Our onboarding flow, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you're using ACE for our onboarding. I know many of you are using ACE for our onboarding. Yes. The second flow and system that we use in our business is an exposure flow. What do I mean by exposure flow? How you share Bravenly. If somebody says, what's Bravenly? How do you share it? Right? So what do we do, guys? If you do not have ACE, you need to get ACE. You need to get on board with it, okay? It's free for the first 30 days, and it's $4.99 thereafter. It's cheaper than Boards. Boards is $10 a month, okay? So it's half that price. But here's what you get when you use ACE. When somebody joins your business, what do? You go, I'm going to actually screen share real quick. You go, all right. You go, here's your ACE, right? Here's your ACE. You're going to start right here, send to new BPs. That's step 3. So right here, you've got share here, print off monthly, send to new BPs. We're going to go send to new BPs. You're going to share this link right here. This is our onboarding link. It goes through literally everything you need to be plugged into, your new brand partner needs to be plugged into to get onboarded. What pages, first post ideas, a memory jogger so that they know who to reach out to, script ideas on what to say to those people that they're going to reach out to. It connects them with the bigger team. It connects them with your group. That right there. Then what do I do? What I've been asked this, how do I onboard people? How do I get people going? Well, I send them this, and within 24 to 48 hours of sending them this, I try to get on a Zoom with them. And on that Zoom, we're going through that memory jogger, and we're reaching out to people live on that Zoom, me and them. We're messaging their people so that they can learn how to have those conversations and how to respond sometimes. We're also getting that first post up, okay? I send this graphic right here to all the new BPs, right? What is it? What is this graphic? It's how they use their products, right? They need to know how to use their products, how to set up their easy ship, because if they join with a kit, they don't have an easy ship, right? They've got to set that up, and how to earn money quickly. The A, B's, and C's of the fast track bonus plan. I know a lot of people that would love to earn 220 in their first week, right? So that's our onboarding flow. You send them the link, you send them the graphic, they are following through the onboarding link, and then you meet with them and help them reach out to their top 20 or top 30. Get them to make that first post and coach them through that. Now that's one of our onboarding flows. The second flow that we have is our exposure system. Well, that's number 1. How do you share? This is the Meet Bravenly right here. Anytime somebody says, what's Bravenly? Tell me more. I send them this link right here. And I say, hey, this link's going to share with you about the business and the products. Take a look at it. I'll be in touch with you. And because I share it with contact right here, I get to see what they're clicking on. And then I know how to follow up with them. So then I use this. If they say they're interested in products, I use this right here. How many of you have ever gotten stuck on recommending product? I don't know why it's so expanded here on my screen. I don't know if it is for you guys, but I've gotten stuck on that. This is where we simplify it. There's a best, better, and basic option. I always, hands down, recommend Accelerate Trio. Hands down, period, point blank, no matter what they say. So as long as I can get them talking, hey, what are your health goals? And if they say, oh, just attention, I just want attention, I will then prompt them, what else? I want them to open up to me. What else? Because more likely than not, they're going to say a few things that Accelerate Trio is going to help them with. And I say, hands down, I recommend Accelerate Trio. But let's say that your friend who shared some things said, oh, I need energy and I need attention and I would like to lose some weight, but I also feel like my hormones are out of whack. Boom, look at the screen right here. I'm going to recommend Accelerate Trio plus Drive because there's hormones right there. Maybe they say they need some greens or some protein and collagen, or maybe they're really stressed. So the best option where I always start is Accelerate Trio plus one of these items. Now, if that's too much for them, we go down to better. And I say, no problem. If that's too much, let's stick with Accelerate Trio. And if that's too much, no problem. Let's go down to the basic option. We can either do the vitamin-infused energy drink with Ignite, or if you need more anti-inflammatory in Ignite, we can do this one over here. This is the flow I always use. This is the flow. And so let's go back. So we just shared this right here, the Meet Bravenly. We're walking through products, but now let's say that they have more questions about the business. I want to know, put it in the chat right here. What are you recommending to people inside of that conversation if they're like, I want to learn more about the business? What are you inviting them to? Let's see if somebody says the right answer because I know it's going to pop up. What are you inviting them to if they want to know more about the business? Yep, I see it right there. Op call, op Zoom, op Zoom. Exactly right. We invite them to Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday is something you can rely on every single week. Every single week it's happening. And so this is a system that our team has that you can invite to. So you're using ACE to see what they're interested in because you get to see what they click on. Is it business? Is it product? You're navigating product if you have that conversation. But if they say business, you get them on an op Zoom. And if they can't get on one of those, your very next bet is a three-way call. And maybe sometimes it works out better to do a three-way call if they're super eager and they don't want to wait till the next op Zoom. Totally fine. I saw that up there. Amy Bilchek, you said that. I think Rebecca said that too. Yes, guys, these are the exposure flows of how to get yeses. And that's how you onboard people. Are you seeing how it all connects together? We get them plugged in into our systems. We then flow them into the exposures. And then the very last thing, let's go to this. You might be going, well, what is number two? All right, here's how I share and here's how I onboard. Well, what's number two? Let's get them to print this out right here. This is what I have them do. This right here tracks their success. It's the fast track bonus plan, A, B, and C. This is something that can be tangible for someone that they can fill it out as they get successes. Because let me tell you, if they're inviting to our op Zooms, if they're doing three-way calls, if they're sharing about the products and talking about the best, better, basic options, what's going to happen? They're going to get brand partners and they're going to get customers. And when they get that, have them fill this out because this is how they earn $220, $465, up to $1,600. This right here. This is our flow. And if you just repeat this over and over and over, guys, mark my words, the teams that are growing the fastest right now are using this. I'm watching it. I can see it. This right here. Now you might be curious, well, what's number 4? Okay, let's say you get a customer order. I would send them this right here, which is, let's get started as a customer, how to take your products, why to set up an easy ship and how to set up an easy ship. Easy ships are the lifeblood of your business, guys. It's a best business practice to set those up. Okay, so if you get a new customer, send them this right here, this graphic under number 4, send to new customers. Now you might be curious, maybe this is new for you and you're looking at ACE and you're going, hey, Tara, what are all these other tiles? Okay, well, let's say that you are somebody that's very tangible and you want something to write on and you're like, Tara, what do I do every day? Hey, we got that for you. Let's go right here. The brand partner checklists. Let's take a look at this. Do you want to be a hobby brand partner and earn between 500 and 2,000 a month? Here's what I would do every single day. Print this off and check it off. You know what I have some people do is they print this off and go get it laminated at UPS. I think it's like $1 for the lamination. And they check it off with a dry erase marker every single day. And then they can erase it. This is how they track it. Let's say you're all in and you want to earn between $2,500 and $7,000 a month. This is what I would be doing every day. Let's say you want to earn 6 figures here. This is what I would be doing every day. So you can print this off and pick your pace, right? So that's a tool that you have here in ACE. You have compensation right here, has everything you could possibly want. You have director information, fast track bonus, first post ideas, post to post. You've got invite examples. Do you need scripts? Do you not know how to reach out? Do you want ways and messages? All of it is right here. New brand partner reach outs, invitations to opt Zooms, invitations to sip and socials, invitations to virtual sip and socials. Guys, there is nothing that lacks here. And trust me, I have incredible leaders that back me up that say, Tara, we do need this in ACE. It will be put in ACE if we lack it, right? All of this information here is in ACE. And did you know that if you do get ACE, you can attach it to your keyboard? You go into your settings, open up your keyboard, and you can have this in your keyboard. So if you're text messaging somebody, you can click the little world symbol at the bottom and you can easy, quick, and share and grab. Okay. Now, if you're new to ACE and you're going, where is ACE? How do I get it? Go to the featured tab of Brave Collective and you're going to see an ACE post. And it's going to have the link that you need to enroll. Then you download the app and log in. And then it's got a link for our brand partner link, our brand partner collection, you guys. So this right here are the flows that work on our team, right? I'd love to hear somebody in the chat go, yes, this works. Tell me a win that you've had with ACE, or how are you liking ACE? Because I can tell you who's using it. I can actually see on my end who's sending out Meet Bravenlies. I can see who's actually using it, right? It works. Yeah, ACE is $5 a month. The first 30 days is free, and then it's $5 a month. Linda says it's so much better than boards. Yeah, it's boards plus something else. It's enhanced. It's got these extra pieces that make it work. All right, so I know that that's a little bit of back to the basics for this beginning of the month call, but with so many new people and with many of you that have enrolled people, you need to know how to train your people. You need to know how to get them started. You need to know how to launch them. That is what this is. If you can be successful at launching new brand partners and getting them into action, that is how you grow your business, period, point blank. And these are the systems that we use, the onboarding systems and the exposure systems, right? Exactly right. So, okay, stay tuned for some announcements with director. I want to see it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you are going to help develop a director this month. Put a 1 in the chat. I see Shelby's already, Linda, Holly, Caitlin, Rowan, Noelle. Yes, all of these people. Yep, we're going to develop some directors. And maybe you're not director yet. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, this is my month. I'm going director. Not only do you get double cruise credits, okay, for hitting director and developing directors, but we've got some added bonuses for you in the month of May and over the next 90 days. So congratulations, you guys, on an incredible April. I'm so proud of you guys. I know May is going to be even bigger. I have a feeling. Stay tuned for some exciting announcements. Like I said, you'll have an amazing evening. Congrats again on April. We'll talk to you soon.